What's up, it's your boy Reemus from Reemus Boxing, and we're back with another episode for the Art of the Champion series, which I haven't released a video for in a long time because I've been doing the podcast, but we're back with the Art of the Champion series. And in this series, we talk and cover the stories of specific champions and specific stories from those champions' lives so that we can take some of it for us, so that we can internalize the concepts that made those champions successful. Today we're going to be talking about Evander Holyfield, and there goes a story of Evander Holyfield in training, and I believe it was his strength and conditioning coach who was helping him do a weights session. And in this weight session, he usually does 50 reps in each set of the different exercises. So for example, bench press, blah blah blah, this, that, and he goes up to 50. Now, at the end of a session, he left with his strength and conditioning coach, and as they got to the top of the stairs, he quickly stopped his coach and said, wait, did I do 49 or did I do 50? And his coach was like, I don't know, I think you done 50. Like, let's just go. And then he said, are you sure? I feel like I done 49. And his coach said, don't worry about it, it's just one. It's just one. And Evander Holyfield, he said, nah, I have to go back down and do that last one. And he went all the way back down to the gym, picked up the weight and done the last one and said, all right, cool. Ooh, now I feel better. Right? And it is a bit crazy because it is just one. But what it shows is how much he's trained his brain to uphold a certain standard in training and never let it fall, even if the condition or his feelings, which I suppose is emotional conditions, allows him to feel a bit like, there's no point doing it. And he doesn't let his mind justify just getting away with it. It's still not good enough for him to just do the 49. He has to uphold the standard that he set for himself. And that's what we have to learn from. The standard that you have to set for yourself, and the standard that you can never fall from if you want to always get the result that standard is always going to produce. So for example, we see a lot of times when people are doing circuit training and stuff, you might do, you might do 10 sets of a specific thing, but at the end, you might get tired and say, I can't do it anymore. But just know that someone like Evander Holyfield isn't going to say, I'm just tired or whatever, let me just leave this one. He's not going to say that. Or for example, if you've been training hard, you've been going hard 6-7 days a week or whatever, and on one occasion, this is one that could happen, you're hanging out with friends or a girlfriend or something like that, and you need to leave the fun to go to train, and what your friend or your girl might say is, you train so hard, it's just one, just have some fun for now. You need a bit of fun, you need to mix in a bit of fun, and just let this one go. And you have to know that someone like Evander Holyfield isn't gonna let that thought slip into his head. And the reason why I say that is because you want to be the Evander Holyfield, when you go into the ring, the one who didn't drop his standard. Because when you go face someone else who had more standards than you, he's going to have the edge. So basically what you want to do is be conscious of the fact that you should feel an attachment, right? There's certain attachments, mental attachments, that people have that they don't need. For example, an attachment to a game plan. You don't really need an attachment to a game plan if the circumstances calls for another course of action, right? That attachment in that scenario is actually going to hurt you. But an attachment to your standards, attachment to your training, attachment to the feeling of wanting to be a boxing titan, a boxing god, a boxing champion, and not letting that attachment break in any form is a healthy attachment. What you want to do is you want to hold and attach to the courses of actions that are going to lead to the most healthiest results. But then also, as you progress, you want to increase the standards as much as you possibly can, as much as you physically can and mentally can. So your standards might be, hey, you do I see this a lot in you'd probably see this a lot in amateur gyms, where the circuit training and the group exercises are 10 press ups, or 15 press ups, then 15 sit ups, then 15 squats or whatever, and they just go through the different exercises. But technically, you're going to be getting better. Like 4 weeks later, you're going to be able to do more than the 10 if that's what everyone else is doing. So I would say this: if you're an amateur, try to sneak in a little bit more. Or what you could do is, when you've finished doing 10, but other people are still trying to get up to the 10, what you should do is you just keep going until everyone stops, and you raise your standard so that it's higher than everyone else's, because you always should be improving anyway. So so firstly, what you have to take from this is the mission, right? The mission is, make sure you're conscious of attaching yourself to healthy routines, but then unattach yourself from routines that are not healthy for you. And then once you see yourself finding more comfort in that attachment, then you raise the standard so that you keep on progressing and keep on improving. Anyway, that's all I got time for today. So I'll catch you in the next one. Stay focused. Let's get champs up.